Hello everyone. It's Victoria here. Welcome to another episode. Today we are going to cover gold for our new Pips on Fire community. So I'm going to do a trade setup here that I see that's coming, potential for you all to take. But first, let's kind of go over real quick the overall trend. Now, on Friday we had we were trading a peak formation high, right, from the previous day and into Friday, right? And in New York, and it was news, right? A lot of this has to do with news too, had a huge reversal where it gave us this big bar right here. And I usually do not like to jump into trades like that. Boy, I was so tempted, right? But I was like, nope, I can't do it. Right. I mean, look at that beautiful W. I was already trading this thing short and I hadn't met my goals. So when it comes to trading, you have one or two things, right? You trade based on your goals, you trade based on your pips, like if it's a monetary goal or it's a pip goal, you trade with that and you're being disciplined, right? And so at that point, you're not going any further than that, right? But trust me, I wanted to, but I didn't. This is a beautiful push up. And again, it was news. And again, it's very difficult some people love to trade the news. And I just had made the decision a while ago that I was going to just let the news, do what it's going to do with the market, whether it's going to complete a cycle or start a new one. Because sometimes when it does complete it, it will also go into consolidation, right? And then if it starts a new one, like this is exactly what happened. It started this new cycle on Friday. Then, now that we're going to be going long. So we've already set the expectation for the next trading session, or at least for the next couple of days. But for now, we got to pull back. Obviously, we did this big run up here, and now it's time for us to pull back. So I'm going to share with you some good entries here. Okay. So if you're trading right now, after trading this session, this is what you might want to look for. As you can see, we have our peak, we have our beast here. And if we hop down to M5, excuse me, we can also see this thing here might finish up pretty quickly. Now I'm looking to see as a confirmation, like my initial, make this big. This right here was where I was going to place, let me get a different color here so we don't get confused. I was going to use this area as my entry, okay? So this would be a good entry, 1868.59. That's a good entry, right? Why? Because we have our clue here from Friday. I love it when it leaves clues, money leaves clues, right? And then now we have our order block right here. Now, if you have the dash, this is definitely built in. This is a separate indicator that's outside of the dash. And you can wait for this thing to now become a breaker, and then it will be solid. Right now, it's supporting price. So basically supporting, if it comes here and it continues on up, then it will stay hollow like that, right? But if it comes down here and breaks it, which I'm expecting it to break that area, and then it will be solid. And then we can definitely target this area here, okay? And this could also be a good area to target. So this will be TP1 and then TP2. Okay, and why would it be TP2? This is Asia's low of last week, okay? This is Asia's high of last week. We also have a bit of support here, but then it's a 42% reversal. So I'm pretty sure it might come down to this next one, because here we also have the 800, okay? So those are two great areas that if you are going to take this trade, that you could possibly target and to manage. So if you're going to be available for this, if this is the time that you do trade, then it would be great for you to short it. But remember, we are going long for now. We had that zero peak formation on Friday. So obviously, once the session really goes into full speed, now that we're in the full session, this is now Monday. I mean, obviously still Sunday for most of us here in the United States. And the Asia just opened, hasn't kicked into gear yet, but we're looking for a one peak formation low trade, which is the ideal safety, right? It's the safe trade. So that's what we're looking for, right? But if you want to short the market, those, and I'll put that in the description here, okay? But overall, guys, we want to take this market and go long, okay? We'll definitely go long. So if it does give us some, depending on where it ends up, right? I'm not sure exactly where it's going to end up, but usually when we are shorting the market, it usually goes back to a very strong area from the previous support or the previous resistance. And those two areas are pretty darn strong to me. Okay. So there you have it. So now we're just waiting for this pattern for those of you who are going to be trading the trend for Monday session. Let me, oops, that's a little too big. Make that smaller. You know, we are looking. So this has already happened. This was our zero right here, right? 1-0 peak formation. Okay. And this is level 1 consolidation, or, you know, like I said, it can pull back down to this area and give us our safe trade. Okay. Okay. And this will be our 1 peak formation. Okay. Sorry, guys, my penmanship it's just not great. I know. I'm sorry. So 0, 1, and then 2, and then 3. Right. So that's what we're looking for on this particular one. So it's always the pattern. Always look at the pattern. Yes, we have these indicators here that do help us, but we always want to remember to just follow what price is doing, and you should be okay. All right. Follow what price is doing at all times. The indicators are there for confluence, but you also want to kind of see what's going on in the market, and then that's what you're going to do. Okay. Whatever the market makers are doing. So the ranging, right? I did talk about how it was ranging. Like if you go to H4, you see that it was just doing a bunch of ranging. This was that first, the peak back on May 16th. And then we had a retest, right? We had a bit of a retest here. And then we had another one, but it's still, it just ranged, right? We're still literally on H1, excuse me, H4. This to me still looks like level 1 accumulation or ranging, whatever it is. Maybe now this is going to take us into level 2, right? So that'd be great. And then moving on up, right? But this is definitely tradable. And when you're trading these ranging markets, you're just remember what we do, right? Whenever the patterns, the intraday pattern is what you're literally trading. And these indicators show up can help you, because as you can see here, look, that was Wednesday. We had prices at the low. It was ranging a bit here. So it's kind of difficult to trade this, you know, this ranging right there, but it did give us a nice reversal and we went up. So, but once we got this peak, we knew from here that the next day, you treat it just like anything else. The next day, this will be 1 day. So we have our new peak, your IDC high of the day, right? Remember? So here's Asia. This is our accumulation. Okay. That's what it does, right? And then we had our manipulation, which is right here. Manipulation is the stop punt. Okay. So we wait for that. okay? And then after that was done, right, and then we go long, okay? And this is where we do the profit taking, okay? So then we get our peak, all right? So we see all this happening. This is around New York closing time. So you're already done with this trade long, right? You did good, okay? You waited for these three things, these first two things to happen, and then you got your entry right there. And remember, this was the actual low of Asia, right, for the week. Okay, so now you're setting yourself up for the next day. You got the peak, right, on M15. You got the peak. You got the beast. Okay, so now you know for the next day you're looking to short the market. Okay, you're looking to short the market the next day. All right, so we have our clue. We change the color. We have our clue for right here, right, on what we're going to use for our entry for the next day. I'm trying to find a box. Let me see if I can. Sorry, guys, I have this thing. There we go. There we go. That's what I was trying to grab. Okay, so we have this from the previous day. And make this into gold so we can see it. Okay. So we had our, okay, this is not working. So we had our clue right there. Sorry, guys. If I can get this thing to be still for a minute. Boom. We had our clue there. This nice little area 2 is a beautiful order block, right? And so you could just draw this out, literally. Draw your box, your order block box from there and just push it all the way out. And then when you come back to the market, make your adjustments if you need to. And this is where, once it does your test and retest of this area, this is where you're going to execute that trade, right? These reversal dots, these are great. I love them because they tell me that the price has done its test and retest and whatnot. So they do come, you should have these available as well if you have the journal, right? So it's this one right here. Okay, the Infinity Pro. Now the VF peak formation and the pips on fire peak formation, they're essentially the same thing. Is just this one has, the only thing I use this one for is a triangle. That's it, right? That's the only reason why I use it. Now, sometimes I don't use it. For some reason, it doesn't even work like it used to, where it would stay on the chart. Now it just disappears, right? As you saw that real quick, it blinked and it was on the chart and was off the chart. So it is what it is. But nonetheless, this is your trade for the next day. You're going short. And that's how you do it. That's how you trade the range from when you don't really have a clear pattern, you know, like that we like to see. And the patterns are just, you know, the market is just ranging. So that's how you would just trade it, just like that. All right. Okay, guys, we're going to wrap this video up and we will see you in the next one.